Okay, this will be your first homework assignment, and it will consist of playing from the two books that we have. The first assignment is from the Hal Leonard book. We'll be playing notes from pages 6 and 7. The first three notes that we're going to learn how to read music for is the E note on the first string, the F note on the first string, first fret, and the G note on the third fret of the first string. All these notes are on the bottom string, E, F, G. We should talk a little bit about how to place the fingers down. The thumb should always go in back of the neck, and it could lean over a little bit so you can see a little tip of it, but some people prefer to put it further back like this, and that way they can stretch more. Some people I see have them all over here like this, the thumb hanging over, but that's not really appropriate unless you're playing certain chords. So what you want to do is keep it right past the first fret, sticking up a little bit and allowing your wrist to curve like you're bowling with your left hand like this. So there's a little curve in the wrist. The thumb should never be like this. Well, not never, but rarely. For at least now, try to keep it straight. The fingers should come down pretty curved, like this. Not really flat. One thing I noticed with some students is that when they play a open string and then a fretted note, the finger is very flat, and when they come up, the finger doesn't go too far away from the string, and that causes a muffled note. So you want to keep those fingers curved, kind of like a cat's claw. So take your left hand like this and kind of make a OK sign like this. And that's pretty much the position that you want to play your left hand with. You always want to keep a little bit of room in between your first finger and this part of the hand and the guitar neck. You don't really want to shove down like this like a baseball bat. You want to have a little curve there. It's always good to be able to put a pencil or something that can stick in there so you can have space. You know that you have the right space. So here again is the E, F, G. Okay, now we'll play the exercises on page 6. Exercise number 1 consists of all whole notes. Each note gets 4 counts. A good way to do it would to be reading the notes and saying the name. So you can point to it and say the name of the letter and count it out in beats like this. Here's number 1. E, F, G, F, E. When you do that, it solidifies it in your mind and kind of prepares your fingers to play it. Also, you'll see over the first line of notes kind of an inverted U with a square shape on the top. That means pick down with your pick. If you're not using a pick, you can just use your thumb like this. What I like to do is kind of lay the rest of my hand down. I curve my fingers like this with my right hand and lay it down like this. Some people like to put the pinky like this. Sometimes it's good to ground your hand on the guitar. That way it's, like I said, it's grounded and it has a sense of security about it, instead of picking like this where the notes are really far away. I see a lot of people doing this, kind of like they're darning a sock or something, or sewing something. The pick moves so far away that they can't really get back there in time. So the goal should be not to move your pick any more than maybe about this much. Don't go past the hole, at least. Okay, Think now we're ready for number 1. I'll count us off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now F. 1, 2. Now hold that first finger down. Play the G. Pick it up, play the F. And then pick it up to play the E. Good. Notice on the second measure it says hold the first finger down. That means when you're putting the F finger down, it's okay to put the G finger down and have 2 fingers down at the same time, because the guitar only hears the highest note that you're putting down, which is the G. And it's a good way of saving energy because you have to go back to the F anyway. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Were you able to do it? If not, don't worry about it. Keep practicing. That's what it's all about. Practicing in little spurts, a little bit every day, 10, 15, 20 minutes, is much better than practicing for 2 hours once or twice a week. It's not like something you have to cram for, because you have to develop your muscles in your hand. What I'll do now is I'll play the chord pattern to that number 1 exercise so you can play along your notes and it'll sound like a real song. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 3, change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully you were able to play along and it sounded pretty good. Here's number 2. It has half notes and a whole note at the last measure. So let's spell it out. 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, F, G, 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 F, E. First thing you notice is that between the 3rd and 4th measure there's a little trickiness going on. They keep the G note going after 2. They've already established a pattern of 2 notes, E, E, F, F. Then they have G, 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 3 Gs, 1 F, and then an E. So be careful of that. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. E, E, F, F, G, G. Now stand the G. G, F, E. Good. I'll play some chord background so you can try that again. Here's number 2 with the chord background. You play the melody, I play the chords. 1, 2, ready, go. E, E, F, F, G, G. Now stand the G, go back to F, and E. Good. Notice that even though I'm strumming 4 strums per measure, and the last measure you only picked it once, because you played the whole note, but the strumming is different. It's quarter notes. Okay, here's number 3. Quarter notes. Let's spell it out. 1, 2, ready, go. E, 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 F, 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 G, G, F, F, E, E, E. Half note at the end. Okay, should be getting good at this now. Here's number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Now, Now, I'll play the chords to that and you can play the melody. Remember, the melody is just a single notes, one note at a time, where the chords is the rhythm. 1, 2, number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Hope you're hanging in there. Number 4, the notes start to move around a little bit. Remember to practice at a very slow speed. The musical word for speed is tempo. So we always want to take a deep breath before we start. That kind of slows us down. Let's run through the notes first. 1, 2, 3, say them out loud. E, F, E, F, G, F, G, F, E, F, E, F, E. Let's play them. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, F, E, F, G, F, G, F, E, F, E, F, E. So even if you can't keep up at this tempo, just listen to it until it gets in your head, the melody, and you'll be playing it in no time. Number 5, let's run through the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E, G, G, F, E, F, E, G, F, G, F, E. You'll notice that I'm tapping on my music stand to kind of simulate a metronome sound. As it says here, touch only the tips of the fingers on the strings. In other words, don't play flat-fingered like that. Let's try playing it. Number 5. 1, 2, ready, go. E, E, G, G, F, E, F, E, G, F, G, F, E. I'll play the chord background for you for number 5 now. You play the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Number 6. Remember to keep the left hand fingers arched over the strings like little helicopters waiting to land in their little spots. Let's spell them out first. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, F, G, F, E, E, F, G, F, E, E, E. Now we'll play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, F, G, F, E, E, F, G, F, E, E, E. Excellent. I'll give you some chords for number 6 so it'll sound good when you play the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, that sounded great. You're playing music. You're reading music too. Pretty cool. Notice in number 7, there's something different going on there. You have 2 different lines. So after you finish the first line, you go straight to the next line. And you'll see at the end of the second line there's a thicker bar at the end. That's because it's the end. And the second bar at the end is a double bar line that signals the end of the song. Also, you'll see little numbers sometimes. Like on the second line, the beginning of the second line, you'll have a number 5. Well, that means that it's the fifth measure. Each box, remember, equals 4 beats, and each box is called a measure. So every measure equals 4 beats. The time signature tells us that. Those are the two numbers that are in between the first measured notes, the E, and that little kind of a dollar sign, which looks like a dollar sign to me, but it's also called the treble clef. The time signature, the top number is the most important number. That tells you to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For every measure. Okay, let's play it. Number 7. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold that F out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next line. F, E, F, E, G, G, F, F, E, F, G, F, E. Great. I'll give you some chords so you can play your melody with it. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Second line. 3, 4. Good. You might notice these little gray letters. There's a C over the first measure of number 7 and a G7 over the third measure. Those are the chords that you could eventually play, or if you had to play chords, you can play them now. Or if you're practicing with a friend, one person can play the chords and the other person can play the melody, kind of like we're trying to do on this video. Okay, Spanish theme, number 8. Is the one I want you to practice the most, although I want you to go through all of them throughout the week. Practice number 8 the most because that's the one you'll be getting credit for. Spanish theme. I'll count us off. Well, before we do that, let's go through the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, F, G, F, E, E, F, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E. Okay, so this is kind of like supposed to be like a Spanish type of sound, maybe like a bullfight. It'll sound better when I put the chords in. Here's number 8 with the melody. Together we play. Starts on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E. Now quarters. F, F, G, F, E, E, F, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E. Great. Now I'll play some chords so it'll sound better when you can play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a little improvisation at the end there to make it a little more exciting. That's it for the notes in the Hal Leonard book. Make sure you practice 1 through 8. Practice a lot on Spanish theme, and then I want you to record that on your either your phone or your webcam. Get me a recording somehow so that we can give you credit for it, and then you'll be able to submit it in the Google Drive. Okay, great. See you next video.